Good morning, student. Welcome to social science class. Okay, student, today we are going to start, or we will continue from the same chapter that we have started in the earlier class of history, that is the Mughal Empire. Okay, today's topic is Akbar policy. Akbar ordered one of his friend Abul Fazl to write the history of his region. Akbar Fazl wrote a book whose name was Akbarnama. This book was in 3 volumes. In first volume, Abul Fazl wrote about the Akbar's ancestors. In second volume, the Abul Fazl mentioned about the Akbar's event region. In the third volume, Akbar wrote about the administration, household, army and navy. So, Abul Fazl explained that the empire was divided into many provinces called subas and governed by a subedar. So these subas were governed by the subedars who carried out both political and military function of that area. Each provision had a financial officer, or you can say Diwan. For the maintenance of peace and order in his provision, the Subedar was supported by other officers. For example, you can say that military paymaster, that is known as Bakshi, military commander, that is known as Faujdar, and town police commander, that is known as Kotwal. So other policy of Akbar was that Akbar's noble commanded large armies and had access to large amount of revenue. While Akbar was at Fatehpur Sikri, he started a discussion on religion with Almas, Brahmins, Jews, priests, and this discussion took place in the Ibadat Khana. They have a separate room for that discussion. This led to Akbar to the idea of Sulh-e-Kul, that means universal peace. And Shah Jahan and Jahangir also followed these principles that was started by the Akbar. And Akbar realized those religious scholars emphasized ritual and dogmas were often by courts. Okay, the next topic is Mughal Empire in 17th century and after. Means what was the situation of Mughal Empire during 17th century and after 17th century. The administrative and military efficiency of the Mughal Empire led to great economic and commercial prosperity. Means during that time they were at the highest peak of that time. The Mughal Empire and their Mansabdar spent a great deal of their income on salaries and goods. As we have discussed already, that the Mansabdar received their salary as revenue assignment called Jagir, and the main source of income to Mughal rule was the tax received on the produce of the peasantry. Means the Mughal or the wealthier peasantry, merchants and the bankers profit in this economic world. So this is all about the wealthier, the richest peasantry. What about the poorest farmers? The primary producer, or you can say the poor producer, lived in poverty. By the end of 17th century, the authority of Mughal Empire declined, which gave rise to many independent provinces like Hyderabad and Awadh. So student, this is all about in this chapter. Have a nice day.